in the spring of 1985, in a town not so different from any other, in a neighborhood like so many across this continent. A small company was born from a straightforward idea that ordinary people should be able to reach past the physical confines of their world and connect with other people, cultures, and places near and far. Or in other words, the company's mission was to put Americans online. AOL gave millions of people their first glimpse of the promise of the internet. And for many of those people, that experience was life-changing.
I grew up in Chicago, Illinois, attended high school in the suburbs. Then one summer, a friend of mine asked me if I'd be interested in taking a summer job as a canoe guide in northern Minnesota. That was about 1970, so it's been about 40 years now. If we head east from the house out the back door, within about 75 feet, you're in the woods. And if you turned north, you'd cross one paved road before you hit the North Pole. This is the edge of the wilderness right here. Maintaining contact with the family was hard. It was probably in the mid to late 80s that I started to hear about AOL and decided to sign up for a membership. My parents were always saying we don't contact them enough, and this would be one way. So I actually set my dad up with an AOL account. At the drop of a hat, you have the urge, you could just drop them a quick email. They could be aware of the events in our life and I could keep up with what they were doing. It's been a total change in what the life in this area used to be like. Now you can still stay here and never leave this town, but maintain connection to family. That is a modern idea.
What inspired Flaunt magazine was, what could we do that's different? When we started, we didn't have money, we were self-financed, so we have to look around to see what technology we can use to maximize communication. The AOL chat was very important for us. One time, for example, we were doing a feature, an American designer, Derek Lam. He was in Italy and I was in France. We made an arrangement where we're gonna meet on AOL chat and we're going to do the interview right there. I would ask a question, minutes would go by, and suddenly the answer came, and a very complicated answer came. So technology allowed for a better and more sophisticated interview than it would have been the traditional way.
I was Lexi from California.
My handle was Kear, K-E-A-R. We talked online all day, every day.
I mean, it was like puppy love.
There was a whole community of people who, like us, were on AOL and the internet all the time.
So I sent him a picture, a glamour shot.
Teresa was way out of my league. I was like, why is this girl online all the time? I'm online, right? What is she doing online?
He was just, cool and funny, and he was really smart.
I was really interested in her because she was hilarious.
We just hit it off.
About 8 years went by between the time that we first spoke online and when we actually met.
8 years. He proposed on Thanksgiving.
And we got married about a year later. So this wouldn't have happened in high school, you know what I'm saying? Probably not, anyway. But it happened on AOL.
Yeah, it happened on AOL. I never would have thought, I just never thought that I would have what I have now.
It's true. I was always kind of ambitious, but I never imagined that I would have something like this, But I do, and I'm glad. Steve Case was taking care of us the whole time. That guy.
He has our back.
He's got a heart of gold.
Yeah, he does.
Thanks, Steve.
school, there were a lot of times when I felt like I was getting information secondhand, when I had to rely on people to make telephone calls for me, when I had to get people to speak for me. I mean, I felt like the third wheel, like a second-class citizen to have to depend on people. I've talked with deaf friends about when we were little, and we would imagine being able to look on a television and see yourself signing with each other or sending words back and forth like people use telephones. It would be magic. AOL said to me, what would you envision? What is it that you would like to see on the internet to come true? And I said, well, obviously I'd like to be able to see my friends to communicate on the screen of the computer. And they made it happen. I mean, suddenly we had video instant messaging, and now we could sign with each other. I'm on my AOL, which comes through my BlackBerry all day. It connects me to my family, to my friends, to my business associates. They know that they can communicate with me without any barriers, zero barriers. Now I feel much more independent. AOL and the internet and instant messaging is just an extension of me, like an extension of my hands, an extension of my eyes. It's like having another sense. It's like having another sense.
For the last 25 years, AOL has been a destination for millions of people, a set of tools for getting ideas out there, for discovering ourselves, and realizing our potential. It's this spirit of innovation and belief in what could be that drives us today and will continue to inspire and challenge us tomorrow.